Hey, Vic, do you have any information on Glasgow and Bradley Chubb? And then after that, could you just say kind of what the post-practice group setting was like there?
Yeah, Graham tweaked his ankle early on. Don't know the extent of it. So, I mean, he hurt his ankle, and I don't know the seriousness of it yet. Bradley just didn't feel right out there. Precautionary, we took him out. And what was the second question, Jeff?
Just kind of the post-practice grouping. You had, it looked like the mayor come out.
Yeah, we had the mayor of Denver here. He spoke to the team for a little bit, thanked them for their work in the community, thanked them for the work they're going to do future in the community, and pledged his support to help, and it was a good visit.
Next up, Ryan O'Halloran.
Hey, Vic, a lot of interceptions, particularly in that first half of the practice. Is it encouraging that your defense is getting their hands on some balls, but also a little concerning with the offense?
Yeah. A lot of times in team meetings, I have to say, it all depends what lens you're looking through. If you're an offensive player or an offensive coach, you didn't like it. If you're a defensive player or a defensive coach, you liked it. So where it is for us as a team, I'm not sure, but obviously we can't have that many turnovers on offense. It'd be great to get that many on defense each and every week. So it's kind of, you have to pick what side you're on there.
Next up, Nick Kosmider, go ahead.
Vic, what's been your impression of Devonte Harris? Obviously, in this training camp session, you've mentioned this before, but fewer players, so guys are getting more reps. What's just been your impression of how he's taken advantage of those, particularly with Devontae Bosby being out of the last few practices?
Yeah, he's done well here of late. I made that comment a couple days ago to the coaches in a meeting that I'm starting to see him do some things better, little things better. I told him that personally. And, obviously he made some plays here today. We'll see how the total film looked when we get back. But it's been happening. Today wasn't a one-time thing.
Next up, Troy Ray.
Coach, with the passing game, is that part of it? It's just a timing issue with a new scheme. It's gonna take some time to work through this. And secondly, what did you think of this environment, which could be sort of similar, on Monday night with no fans trying to provide energy without anyone here?
Yeah, I thought the environment was fine. That was realistic crowd noise. That's what it could be on our home games until we have fans, or road games that don't have fans. So I thought it was good. It was better. I think just being in a big league stadium brings a little bit of oomph to the party. And I felt that early on. You could tell just guys getting ready and dressed, that it was more game-like than practice-like. So I think the games will still be highly competitive, as they always have been. You just won't have the third party there, which meaning the fans, which are always an important part of sports.
Next up, Eric DeLala.
Hey, Coach, first, any update on Troy Fumagalli, and then just wondering how Mayor Hancocks' visit came about, who initiated that, and then if there are any plans to have other people speak to the team.
Fumagalli has just a medical issue. It's not, at this point, very serious. We think he'll be back by next week. We'll find out more on Monday. What was the other question?
Just how Mayor Hancocks' visit came about, if you reached out to him, or how he got here, and if you have anybody else planned to come talk to the team.
Yeah, I think it was a combination of players and the organization reaching out to him, and he was been wanting to do it, so the timing was right. And we'll have more of that. Where you at, Patrick?
Next up, Arnie Stapleton.
Hey, Vic, you had mentioned that you might do this again, and I'm wondering if you're going to try to have another stadium practice, and then secondly, is there anything that you kind of realized or seen that you're going to have to tweak or change without fans as far as maybe, the offense or defensive calls or anything? Have you thought about what it'll be like without having the fans? I know you have the noise.
I don't think you'll have to tweak much along those lines, but that will be a process there of mainly who you're going against. That if you feel like they're trying to clue into things or not. But what was the other part?
Are you going to have another stadium practice before the opener?
I think so. I'm not for sure, but I do think we will. And if we do it, we might do it at night, similar to our first Monday night game.
Guys, time for a few more. Next, Zach Stevens.
Hey, Coach, is there any concern with Melvin Gordon that he's not taking team reps, or is that just part of him getting back?
No, it's a product of his rib injury. So, yeah, there's a concern anytime somebody misses, particularly a new guy. And we think he'll be back sooner rather than later. And we're hoping for that. We need him.
Next up, Jeff Legwold. Jeff, your line's unmuted. Okay, we'll go to Ryan O'Halloran. Ryan, go ahead.
Hey, Vic, one of Drew Lock's things is don't make the same mistake twice. Through a couple of weeks of camp, is he doing a good job at that?
I do think so. And I think today will be a very good learning experience for him and for the entire offense. There was some interceptions out there. As always, there's a story behind every interception, whether it be poor read on his part, poor throw on his part, poor route on somebody else's part, some route not being run exactly the way he was anticipating him. So we'll get to the bottom of those and get to the story behind each and every one. And I do think it's something that he can correct. And I think today was a very valuable day for him.
We'll end on Troy Rank. Go ahead, Troy.
Coach, where's your confidence now as we get this much closer, stadium practice? Where's your confidence level with this team as we start getting much closer to opening night?
I like our team. I like where we're at. Obviously, wish some of the guys that have been missing time through the nagging injuries were practicing. But I like where we're at. It's a little uncomfortable comparing it to all the other years in the NFL with the lack of time. No preseason games, all that, but all 32 of us are in the same boat. So it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. But we got to do well. We got 5 days of practice this coming week before we get into Tennessee week, and these are probably the most valuable practices we'll have in camp. We got to take advantage of them to iron out some things, get sharp, and get ready for our opening.